Hello Qigong friends, welcome to our third fall Qigong series class. We're going to do some immune boosting Qigong this evening. Make sure you do this indoors because it's going to open up your pores, so you don't want to be exposed to the wind or the cold. It's a Chinese medicine thing. Okay, let's start as usual with some grounding. Bring your feet wider than your hips. And we'll start with hip circles. Inhale forward, exhale back. Unlock your knees. Like you're screwing yourself into the ground, growing big roots like a tree. Taking the tension out of your lower back, hips, waist. Inhale. And exhale. Qi goes where the mind goes, placing your mind on your lower body. Feel the ground. And switch. Inhale. Exhale. Really emphasize the stretch between your ribs and your hips. We say that when there's more space in the body, our body can keep the qi flow much easier. So we want to create space in the abdomen, the low back, and the waist. 3 more. Feeling the ground. Good, and coming back into center. And we're gonna do a warm-up we usually don't do. We're gonna rotate our ankles. So put your toe on the ground and then spin your ankle one direction. And this is for grounding because in the fall, one of the most valuable things we can learn is how to ground ourselves. Naturally, our bodies become more tired at this time of year. So if we can learn how to get in touch with that grounding energy, we'll be able to prevent exhaustion. Circle the other way. And your breath can be natural, or you can make your circles really slow, inhaling and exhaling. Because when the energy stays in our head and in our emotions, it's very hard to rest. And in the fall season, it's the time where we start to rest a little bit more and a little bit earlier. Good, go to the other ankle, pick one direction and circle. And as you circle, really feel your ankle, feel it opening up. Notice if this side is different. And we're encouraging the qi flow, blood flow, life force back into the ankle joint. So you can feel the ground with more ease under your feet. Switch directions. Awareness is preventative medicine. Becoming aware of your ankle. Good, and then stand, unlock your knees, close your eyes for a moment, and just feel how maybe it's a little more contact with the sole of your foot on the earth after opening your ankles. Now we're gonna do the knees, hands on the knees. You're gonna roll your knees in and then out. Inhale, exhale. Same thing, we're opening up the flow of blood and qi into the knees, the lower legs. And switch directions, go in and then circle out. Good, now bring your legs together and we're gonna circle the knees. You can circle up really high with your hands on your thighs, or you can put your hands on your knees and really sit low. Be careful of your knee joints. Breathing. And switch. You see a lot of people in China doing this in the park in the morning. That's how the elderly in China stay so young and fit for so long. These really simple joint exercises done regularly. So start now. Good. Come back up. And we're going to roll down. Bend your knees if you need to, and put your fingertips close to the ground. And then bend your knees and squat down. If you can't squat down, you can stay up. Bend your knees as far as you can. Let your head fall. And then press your legs to as straight as you can, still letting your head fall. And then bend, squat down. If you can lift your torso if you're all the way down. And press your legs straight. We'll do that 3 more times a little faster. Inhale, bend. Straight. And bend. Straighten, lengthen your spine. Last time. And straight and roll up slow. Good. Now we'll do the shoulder joints. Inhale up. Exhale down with a sigh. Massaging your lungs with your scapula. Opening up your throat. Melting tension from your chest. Also opening the flow of energy into your brain. Good. Now go the other way. Back, up, forward, and down. Bend your knees as you drop your shoulders. Giving in to the weight of gravity with your arms. Let out a sigh if you'd like. 3 more. Letting go even more. Good. Reach your arms up. Big inhale, stretch. And collapse your arms. Again, stretch, reach, expand, grow towards the sun. And collapse. Good. Let's open up the lung meridian, which is in the chest. So this is part of your fall immune system building. Touching the inner corner of your thumb, going all the way along this edge. If you were in the 100-day Qigong challenge, you remember this. And it's the same on the other side. So it actually ends here, and it comes up the line of the thumb through the middle of the elbow here. And then it goes into the body around the lungs and then below the diaphragm down near the solar plexus area. So you can think of breathing all the way down into this space between the belly button and the rib cage. Arms are going to go out to the side. Your palms are facing up with your thumbs facing back. Shoulders are relaxed and your arms are just slightly in front of your horizontal, so kind of in your periphery. The elbows are straight. We're going to stay here with this lung meridian stretch and take deep breaths into our solar plexus, letting the diaphragm drop down and massage the organs. Inhale. And breathe out through the teeth with a hissing sound. Imagine breathing out your thumbs to the back. Lung detox, skin detox. Inhale down into your solar plexus. Hissing sound through the teeth. Spread your fingers, straighten your elbows. Widen your chest. Again. Really stretch through the line of the thumbs as you exhale. Now imagine breathing in a diamond white light down into your solar plexus. Exhale gray smoke, stale, sick energy from the lungs out through the thumbs. We're going to do this a little bit more at the end in our meditation, but last one, I want you to connect to any feeling of heaviness or grief in your lungs. This is connected to this line of the lung meridian. Breathe into your lungs, feel any grief, heaviness, sadness. And imagine breathing it out through your thumbs like gray smoke. Good, and release. Shake out your arms and just notice how it might be a little bit easier, a little bit lighter in your shoulders. We're going to do another one for the lungs. This is one of the points for the lung meridian. We're going to focus on this in our meditation. Go ahead and give this a massage. This is lung 1 and lung 2. And it's very calming. It can calm your body. It's also really good for if you have a sickness with mucus. It can help decongest the chest. So you can either massage or tap, whatever feels better for you. It's right where your shoulder meets your chest in that dip. Now we're going to open and close this point by rotating our arms in and out while turning our head. On your inhale, turn your head one way and externally rotate your arms, kind of stick out your chest. Exhale, let everything fold in. Slight internal rotation, slight drop of the chin. And inhale, open to the other side, turning your head very slowly as you widen your chest, feeling that slight stretch in the side of your chest, side of your neck. Exhale, back to center, rotating in. Now on your own, at your own speed, inhaling to open, exhaling to close. Feeling that gentle movement of tissue in the chest. This is really good for your lymphatic system, circulation to the lungs and the chest. And you can rock slightly forward on your feet and slightly back as you exhale onto your heels, so you can get that nice extension of the chest into the front space. One more to each side. Really think of your arm bones floating inside your shoulder socket. And back into center, and just stand for a moment. Become aware of the tissue in your chest, upper back. Lengthen the neck, soften the knees, drop the tailbone. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, and just feel your body more open, more grounded. And relax. Now we're going to start what's called Pai Da, hitting practice, and we're going to start at the navel. So you're going to make loose fists, and actually in Chinese medicine, the strength of the lungs and the immune system comes from the strength of our digestion. So this is the earth element creating what's called the metal element. There's a 5-element cycle, and you can think of metal also as like precious gems. So inside the earth, underneath all the pressure of the earth, these really beautiful gems get created. And the metal element, which is associated with the lungs, is about refinement. So making yourself into the most beautiful, magical, powerful, refined version of yourself possible. And so It is when our earth element is strong, our digestion, our ability to metabolize life, our ability to ground ourselves in the present moment. When that's strong, we can have more strong refinement, more strong metal element. Metal element is like having a container for transformation. So all that being said, we're going to strengthen our digestion with the tapping, and then we're going to tap all over our body. And this is to wake up what's called WEI QI, which is immune system in Chinese medicine. It's WEI is like defense, so defensive qi, defensive energy. Okay, let's practice. So we're going to take our loose fists, and you're going to start going up your right side of the navel, across, and down the left side, and then under the navel. Going in the direction of the large intestine, giving a little tap, bringing a blood flow into your guts. And if you want to bounce while you do this, you can add a little shaking, or just still and tapping. And if there's any pain, you can tap softer. Make sure to not do this too close to eating. Waking up the blood flow to the earth element, digestion. Also elimination. Large intestine is connected to the lungs. They are a pair, and they're both related to the metal element. And now let's go to the lower back, the kidneys. Right on the sides of your lower spine, underneath the ribs. And the kidneys and the lungs both work together to improve the quality of breath. The kidneys help the inhale become more smooth, and the lungs have to do with the strength of our exhalation. So tapping the kidneys, relaxing the lower back so we can take deeper breaths into the lower part of our body. And then let's tap on the sacrum and feel the vibration up your whole spine. The regulation of your nervous system is also very vital to your immune system. So as you tap the sacrum, feel it go up your whole spine, relaxing your whole nervous system, bringing that life force energy back to the place from which all the messages travel from body to brain and brain to body. Very powerful spine. Good, and then relax and just feel the tapping echo, new blood flow to your torso, your back, your spine. And now we're going to do slapping practice. So you can tap or you can slap. If you have any pain to your skin when you do this, you can tap instead. The only reason you wouldn't want to do this practice is if you have some kind of metastatic or spreading version of cancer. Otherwise, you can tap or slap. When you slap, you can hit pretty hard because we're on purpose. This is a martial arts practice, so we're on purpose waking up the defensive energy. So you might hear a loud slapping. I'll try not to slap too loud so you can still hear my voice. But we're going to start on one shoulder and just slap. Knock out the stress, get the blood flowing, bringing the defensive energy to the surface of your body and to your shoulder. Down your upper arm, down the forearm, wrist, back of the hands, clap your hands, and to the wrist, up the inner arm, pausing at the elbow crease. This point is really good for phlegm in the lungs. So try it next time you get sick. Come up the inner arm all the way to the armpit and slap the armpit. Heart meridian, happy heart, also happy lymph flow. And we're going to go one more time down that same shoulder arm a little faster. Up the inside, armpit. And now down the side of the waist a few times. This opens the diaphragm, helps you take deeper breaths. And then pause, close your eyes, and feel the difference between the two arms. Imagine breathing in through the pores of the skin of the arm you just hit, into the bone. Breathe back out through the skin, Any sick energy, stale emotional energy. Now let's even it out. Let's do the other arm. Shoulder. Front of the shoulder. Upper arm. Lower arm. Back of the hands. Clapping. Wrist. Lower arm. Crease of the elbow. All the way up to the armpit. Moving the lymph. Also good for the breast health. And back up to the shoulder. One more time, down all the way. And back up. Armpit. Side of the waist. Good, now we're gonna go down the front of the body, skipping the breasts, all the way down to the hips. Let the chi descend. Now, fingertips from the front of your skull to the back of your skull. Clearing all your senses. You can also use open palms. This is good for the growth of your hair. Blood flow to the scalp helps improve hair growth. So this is actually a Qigong beauty exercise. Good, and then come to the back of your head where your neck meets your shoulders and slap. This is an important point to boost the immune system and protect the body from catching cold. You keep this point warm during the fall season. And feel the vibration down your whole spine again, this time from the top. Good, then take both hands and swing them and slap your upper back. These are points for strengthening the physical lungs as well as the heart. And then tapping up as high on your lower back as you can reach, or on your upper back rather. And coming down and then going to the glutes, giving your glutes a slap. Both at the same time. And now we'll go down the back of the legs. This is the bladder meridian. Pausing at the back of the knees. This point is good for back pain. And to the sides, gallbladder meridian. You can slap pretty hard. Keep your slapping arms relaxed. Down to the feet and then top of the thighs, stomach meridian. Front of the shins, top of the feet. Now again, the back of the legs. Think of old sick energy running down the back of your legs. Let it drain out into the ground. Sides. Any frustration, anger is carried in the side body. Let it out. And the front of the thighs. Releasing worries. Now we're going to come up the inside of the ankles, calves, knees, thighs, all the way up into the groin. We'll do that 2 more times. This is the yin meridians, helping to nourish, bring nourishment back into the body. And now stopping at the groin and make little chopping fingers and just chop here. Good for the lymph at the groin. Opening up the blood flow from the upper to the lower. Good for your digestion. Good for blood flow into the reproductive organs. And then let's tap the top of the hip bones. Hip bones are some of the most strongly proliferating areas of the body to make stem cells. Our red and white blood cells help give us immune strength and energy. And let's do the back of the hips. and relax. And just stand for a moment and feel your whole body's skin. Skin is connected to the lungs. Imagine breathing in through all the pores of your skin, all the way up to your head, all the way down to your feet, into your lower belly center. Any sickness or feeling of stress, imagine it breathing out through all the pores of your skin. You can use that hissing sound again earlier that we did if you'd like. Do a couple more rounds, breathing in through all the pores of your skin, feeling alive, breathing down into your center. Breathing any stress, any sickness out through all the pores of your skin. Let it dissolve into space. A few more on your own. Good, relax. And let's just do a quick sweep, rubbing down the back of the legs, up the inside of the legs, smoothing out the energy. Waterfall down the back, inhaling up. And across your arms, down and up. Other side. The skin is such a big part of our immune system. It can really show the status of our immune system. Fingers through the hair, down the back of your neck, down your torso, down your lower back to your center, and down your sides, and massaging at your navel. The last thing we're going to do is the healing sound for the lungs. So I talked a little bit about grief, releasing grief. And when we make this sound, you want to make it really soft so that it's barely audible to someone standing next to you. If you have a more acute condition of your physical lungs, you can make it a little bit louder. But if we want to work on the energy of the lungs, it's very soft. So out loud, it sounds like this. But done quietly, you can barely hear it, so it's like this. And this also lets the air out more slowly. So in a way, it's more therapeutic to the lungs when we extend that exhale. You can come into a seated meditation if you'd like, sitting on a chair with your feet on the ground, spine tall. You can also do this laying down. I'm going to do it standing up today. So we're going to add a movement to this. We're going to touch those lung 1 and 2 points on the sides of our upper chest, right underneath the collarbones. And close your eyes as you touch these points and become aware of any feeling of held on to sadness or grief. And grief can also be something that's just taking a lot of your life force energy. It doesn't have to be explicit sadness or loss, but you can also bring to mind things that you've lost or things that you're having a hard time letting go of. People, jobs, images of self, whatever it is. And feel into that heaviness, that constriction, that sadness. And feel your physical lungs. We're going to release this feeling of grief and heaviness with the healing sound of the lungs. Relax your arms, and the movement is like this. You're going to, from your navel, from this primordial energy of your navel, breathe in a white light of vapor into your lungs, healing vapor. And then bring your arms, palms to face up, thumb and first finger emphasized. Look up and imagine all that sadness and grief leaving out through your hands, out through your breath, making a hissing sound as you push your arms up. And let your hands slowly descend to the earth. If you're standing, unlock your knees, feel the ground underneath your feet. And look inward, close your eyes, feel your lungs, the right lung and the left lung, and think to yourself, I forgive, I forget, I let go of this sadness, of this grief. Reprogramming your lungs, cleansing your physical, emotional, and energetic lungs. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale this primordial energy like the lungs of a baby, diamond white light, fresh lungs. See them bright and glowing, and then release the stale grief, sadness. Letting that gray smoke, old sick energy fall into the earth like energetic compost. And again, send your gaze inward. Feel your right lung, left lung. You can move your eyes right and left inside your skull. And think to yourself, I let go, I forgive, I forget, I release this grief from my body. One more time, inhale white vapors, fresh lungs, healing lungs, all the way into the full depth of your lungs, releasing grief. Letting that sick, stale energy descend back to earth. And this time, hold your lungs either energetically or physically touching. And picture your lungs smiling. Like both lungs lift up inside the chest, receiving this energy of a friendly smile. The lungs feel lighter, freer, happier, more full of energy, more full of courage. We say in Chinese medicine that when we release grief, when we're able to face grief, we have courage. And courage helps us transform into the most refined, beautiful, powerful version of ourselves. Feel the transformation that happens when you touch deep grief and smile to the lungs, feeling gratitude for the power of the breath to help us through moments of intensity, moments of change, moments of release. And holding your lungs, ask your lungs, what do you need to feel happy, healthy? What do you need to fully release any held onto sadness or grief that is causing your body illness? Feeling gratitude for the lungs, knowing that you can come back to ask this question and sit with them as long as you'd like. And we'll brush the energy down from the head to the navel 3 times, front, sides, and down the back. Massaging the navel, digesting the energy, either direction. Small to big, and then traveling big to small, condensing your awareness into your center, feet together if you're standing, palms rest underneath the navel. Take a deep breath into the space below your hands, the space below your belly button. And a big sigh. Feel the warmth below your navel and let your mind rest there, sinking into your center. Let your whole body dissolve into space, resting in pure awareness. Rest as long as you'd like. Relax when you're ready to finish. And bowing to nature, the real teacher. May your lungs and your whole body be happy and healthy this fall season. And we have one more live Qigong class on October 29th for the fall season. I'll leave that information below if you'd like to join, if you're watching this later. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for joining.